Story 1. This is not pseudoscience. This advice comes from years of experience with medical care. It does not matter what time you go to bed. Just force yourself to wake up at the same time each day. It will not take long for your body to adjust and make you tired at the correct time, allowing you to go to sleep and wake up early. Story 2. Having a cat who insists on getting fed at 5:30 a.m. every day and then wants to make biscuits right when you drift back to sleep. Story 3. Go to bed early. In the first days, it will be very tough to wake up early and actually fall asleep early too. However, after a couple of days, you will be so tired from not getting enough rest that you will end up falling asleep as soon as you lie down on your bed. Story 4. Reduce blue light exposure 2 hours before bedtime and keep a red light near your bedside for melatonin signaling. Story 5. I make going to bed a relaxing experience. I do a nice face care routine and brush my teeth around 7:30 p.m. Sometimes I take a shower. By 8:30 p.m., I light a candle, turn off the lights in my room, turn on my fan, and cool the room so that I feel warm in bed. I spray some lavender calming mist into the air and get cozy in bed. I scroll on my phone for 20 minutes, drink some water, do a final bathroom visit, and then put on an eye mask to ensure complete darkness. Then I start organizing random things in my head. It's similar to counting sheep, but for example, I organize a Pokemon team that would fit Iggy Azalea, and then my brain just shuts off. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. It's not ideal. I would rather sleep until 8 a.m., but I intentionally get at least 8 hours of sleep. Story 6. Consistency is key. Make a routine and follow it. Do not get lazy. Your brain will learn that your bedtime routine means bedtime. Story 7. Go to bed earlier. It is as simple as having the self-control to go to bed at 10 p.m. Then get up at 6 a.m., watch the sunrise, have a coffee, and do something productive until 8 a.m. You will become addicted to it. Story 8. As basic as it sounds, go to bed early. Multiple studies show that going to bed earlier and waking up earlier is more beneficial for your health. The more you establish a healthy sleep schedule, the easier it becomes to get up in the mornings. Often, those who are not morning people and wake up at noon are the same ones staying up until 3 or 4 a.m. Story 9. Just get up. Do not think about it. Do not sit there and dread it. When the alarm goes off, get up and out of bed. Do not get back in. You are up now. Story 10. Grow old. Seriously, I have not been able to sleep in for a decade. In the short term, get your phone out of your bedroom at night. You will sleep better. Story 11. Balance your exhaustion. You need to be both mentally tired and physically tired to sleep well. Do not take on engaging tasks or activities before bed. It is difficult to get to sleep when you are hopped up on adrenaline. Stick to a schedule. Wake up when you want to wake up every day, including weekends. Have a soft light switch on at the same time as your alarm. Story 12. I would love to be a morning person but have developed a terrible routine of going to bed very late. I also tend to associate waking up early with anxiety-inducing tasks I need to complete. I would like it to be a calmer experience. If anyone has advice, please share. Story 13. I used to work in the oil field for years and spent a lot of that time with early morning wake-ups. I read somewhere once that the best way to wake up was to force yourself to go outside and just spend a minute stretching your arms wide, taking a few deep breaths, and greeting the day. I never made it a habit, but the handful of times I did, it worked great. Story 14. No hacks, just sleep early. However, I advise you to find a routine that suits your body. Do not force yourself to become a morning person. Story 15. Religious adherence to an early bedtime routine. Screens off at 7 p.m. Do final cleaning and chores around the house. Use low lights and read a physical book. Try to be asleep between 9 and 10 p.m. I am up at 5:30 or 6 without an alarm. Story 16. Don't. Morning people are only cool if you are a farmer. The world runs 24/7. Pick the time slot that works for you. The only thing the saying, "The early bird gets the worm," proves is that the worm should have stayed in bed. Story 17. I got a smart light bulb that I set to turn on at the same time my alarm goes off. That was a game changer for me. Story 18. Force yourself to get up early. Keep doing that until you are tired enough to go to bed early. Repeat. In the meantime, through all your suffering, find things you enjoy about the early morning or whatever you were doing late at night. Just put it down and resume when you get up. Story 19. I started work at 3 a.m. for 25 years, and I am still not a morning person. Good luck with that. Afternoon naps were a necessity because I could never go to bed early enough or stay awake long enough after work. Story 20. Just become a parent. You will be up at 5 a.m. whether you like it or not, and you will never know peace again. Story 21. Alarm at 6 o'clock in the morning every day. If possible, leave the house and consider it your personal time on days off. For example, go exercising or just get coffee. Story 22. Go to bed early and wake up early. As soon as you get out of bed, do a workout. Could be cardio, such as jogging or weight training for 20 minutes to an hour. This sets the tone for the entire day. Put on your favorite local radio station and have breakfast. Then go to work or school. Story 23. Set an alarm and get up no matter what. You will be tired the first few days, but soon you will be ready for bed at 9 p.m. If you smoke marijuana, do not smoke a few hours before bed. That can also keep your brain awake. It does for me anyway. Story 24. Get set in your sleep pattern. For me, I am in bed by 9 to 9:30, read for about an hour, and then lights out to get to sleep. Now I wake up at 5:30 to 6 every morning without needing an alarm. I set one on days when I have to be out the door earlier than usual, but I rarely need to. I keep the same schedule on weekends too. My roommate used to comment about my not staying up late or sleeping in on weekends. Why stay up late or sleep in late just because? If I am awake, I get up. Takes time for your body to adjust, but it is much better than sleeping until my alarm and rushing around in the morning. Story 25. I wake up every day at 4 a.m. to exercise before work. I work 50 hours per week, Monday to Friday, so do not tell me how easy this is. How do I do it? Bedtime is at 8 p.m. every night. It is the same as going to bed at 11 p.m. and waking up at 7 a.m. I just shift my hours earlier. I am 33, healthy, energized, have no trouble sleeping, and my mental health is in a good place. Story 26. Go to bed early and wake up early, even though it can be difficult. It becomes a habit. Find small pleasures in the morning. For me, it is opening my house to the beautiful morning air, enjoying my morning drink, and listening to the birds. Story 27. The 10-3-2-1-0 sleep rule helps you feel refreshed in the morning. It relates to what you do at certain times throughout the day before sleeping. 10 hours before, no caffeine. 3 hours before, avoid food and alcohol. 2 hours before, stop doing any type of work. 1 hour before, avoid screen time. 0 times, do not hit the snooze button. Reading before sleep may also help, though it has not been personally tried. Story 28. I am nearly 60 years old. I had to wake up early for school and jobs. Now I work per diem from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. I am still not a morning person after all those years. When I have to be, room darkening curtains or shades are great. A cold room with lots of blankets feels comfortable because I like the weight of it. I also read from hard copy books, not my phone. It is more relaxing. Story 29. Just think for 5 seconds about who has isolated and demotivated you before, and consider the benefits of waking up early. Story 30. Routine. Set your alarm for the same time every morning. Do not sleep in on weekends. If you want to treat yourself, then go to sleep earlier the night before. Story 31. You know what is surprising? I tried everything, and what made waking up easier for me was taking high-quality fish oil daily. Story 32. Get a dog or a child who will wake up when the sun rises. Wake up as well because you have to. Enjoy. Story 33. Marry a Filipino. They get up at 5 a.m. every morning to sweep with a very loud, traditionally made broom. But you will be getting up to a nice breakfast each day. Story 34. Learn to enjoy the peace and quiet in the morning when you are the only one awake. I enjoy having a relaxed start to the day as opposed to it being hectic. Story 35. Routine. Go to bed at the same reasonable time every night and wake up at the same time every morning. Fitting in a little exercise will help prevent sleepiness. Repeat daily. Story 36. Take 5 to 10 milligrams of melatonin and 100 to 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate about 1 hour before bed. Use a white noise machine every night and have a night mask or full blackout curtains. This combination significantly improved my lifelong sleep issues within a week. I wish I had figured it out 30 years ago, but better late than never. You can find melatonin gummies and magnesium glycinate at stores like Target, Amazon, and CVS if you are in the United States. These are not drugs. They are over-the-counter supplements. Melatonin is a hormone your body naturally produces to signal that it is time to sleep. I hope this works for you. Story 37. I have a routine. I go through my routine every single night. I have to wake up by 5 a.m., so I am asleep by 10 every night. I have gotten to the point where I actually like getting up in the morning now, having my coffee, and streaming a show before work. Story 38. 1. Get a cat. If you already have a cat, you are one step ahead. Set an alarm for the next week. Commit yourself to getting up for at least 5 to 10 minutes, and then you can go back to bed. You will see why in the next step. Feed the cat a treat at the time you want to get up. Within a week, you will not even need the alarm clock. The cat you adopted will help with that. You will also stop going back to bed because it is not worth it. I did this when I started medication, and I have not missed a morning dose yet. Story 39. Whenever setting an alarm, place it across the room to ensure you physically have to get up. Story 40. All those people saying go to bed early are incorrect. You have to make yourself tired. Engage in physical activity. You will feel tired. Wait a minute, and if you do not, engage in physical activity again. Story 41. Get up at the same time every day without exceptions. No sleeping in for the first year. You have to train your brain. Story 42. Just get up and pour yourself an espresso. Go outside. Breathe in the fresh, cold air you only get in the mornings, and relax. It makes the day go by slower. If you spend your time working on things, you tire yourself out and sleep like a baby. Story 43. Start by setting your coffee maker timer. There is no snooze button for the smell of freshly brewed coffee. Story 44. Set a timer on a comedically large pile of TNT set to go off on the other side of the room 5 minutes after your alarm. You must get up to turn it off. Story 45. Leave your phone in another room and go to bed early. Set an alarm for the same time every morning and do not snooze the alarm. Instead, get out of bed, take a shower, and make yourself a cup of coffee. Story 46. Create a conducive sleep environment with good light-blocking curtains and a comfortable temperature. Go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every day, including weekends. Have a consistent bedtime routine to help you switch from awake mode to rest mode. Story 47. Have children who demand you wake up when they do, or they will damage your house if left unattended. Story 48. Sleep early. That is the only thing that can help you become a morning person and wake up in a good mood. Story 49. I know this sounds simple, but wake up early and get up at 5 or whatever your goal is. You will get tired earlier and go to bed earlier. Story 50. A combination of having a plan laid out for the next day, getting ready for bed well ahead of actually going to sleep, and leaving the blinds open. Story 51. Set a really loud, annoying alarm far away from you so you have no choice but to spring out of bed and wake up immediately. Story 52. If you start work at 6 a.m., you are halfway done by 10 a.m. If you start work at 9 a.m., you are only 1 hour done by 10 a.m. Getting up and starting early gives you a massive head start on the day that you will not appreciate until you try it. Story 53. How early are you trying to wake up? What are you trying to achieve in the morning? I like to start my day with fresh air and sunshine and try to sneak in a 30-minute walk one way, a 60-minute walk round trip. The night before, I place my morning clothes ready to wear, usually leggings, a tank top, and a hoodie. I wake up at 8:15 a.m., use the bathroom, splash water on my face, drink water, do a 10-minute full-body stretch video, drink coffee, and head out the door for a walk around 9:30 a.m. Going for a walk and getting fresh air and sunshine helps start my day. Having my clothes set out helps with my executive function. Coffee helps me warm up and get ready to greet the day. Story 54. This worked for me. Go to bed early. Make sure to do some intensive exercise during the day. Drink a lot of water before going to bed. The need to urinate is an excellent motivator. Put the alarm or phone on the other side of the room. Story 55. Consume caffeine only first thing in the morning. If you need an extra boost occasionally, not daily, keep it before 2 o'clock p.m. If it is after 2 o'clock p.m., plan on going to bed 30 to 60 minutes earlier. Story 56. Go to bed early enough. Make the morning pleasant, without rushing. For instance, I have breakfast in front of the computer and watch some videos or check social media. Then I am ready to start the day. Story 57. Try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, depending on how much you need. Eat 3 to 4 hours before going to sleep. Make the temperature and pillow comfortable to rest well. Set one alarm and place the phone on the other side of the room, somewhere you cannot reach it to snooze. Get up when the alarm sounds. Set some chores or exercise to get the blood flowing. You have time to wash some dishes, prepare lunch, and fold some laundry. Habits take time. Have patience with yourself. I usually wake up at 6 a.m. now, but I used to wake up at 4:30 for my morning run, which I moved to the afternoon when I started going to the gym. If you are tired, allow yourself to rest and sleep late. Waking up early should not cause sleep deprivation as it might lead to many medical problems. Story 58. Prepare as much as you can the night before by laying out your outfit, packing your bag, and preparing food if needed. Also, no matter how early you get up, allow time to rest the first time after waking up with a drink or breakfast. This will help reduce stress levels upon waking. A slower morning routine has helped me a lot. Story 59. Go to bed at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, relax, and watch some television. Turn off at 10 o'clock and sleep. Do this for a few weeks and you will soon pick up the routine. Story 60. Take it from a person who really enjoys sleep. It is my hobby. I will choose to go to bed early over going out or doing something else. Just go to bed early and get up at the same time every day. Story 61. Getting pregnant. I used to be a night owl, but now, being 31 weeks pregnant, I wake up early every day. They say it is because Mother Nature prepares you for night and early nursing. It is obviously not a serious hack. Story 62. Change your mindset about sleep. Instead of thinking of it as the last thing you do, make it the first thing you prioritize in your day. For me, this helps to prioritize sleep. Be in bed by 10 p.m. and awake by 6 a.m. Story 63. I've always been a morning person. Essentially, I have flipped my day on its head. I get up, work out, do chores, get groceries if needed, and do the things many people do in their evenings. Then I start work. When I finish, I eat, watch a little TV, and go to bed no later than 10 p.m. Once you become used to getting up early, it is easy. I also love watching the sun come up. Story 64. None. I wake around 3:30 or 4 o'clock every day since I was 5. It is not good, but it works for me, it seems. Story 65. It only takes a few days, but you need a reason to wake up that is not optional, like a class or group meeting. Avoid naps as they make sleeping harder. Do not oversleep either. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. Story 66. Have a strict bedroom and bedtime routine that starts a certain number of hours before you want to wake up. I wake up between 5 o'clock and 5:30 a.m. No phone use after 9:30 p.m. Shower, brush teeth, then go to bed and read at least 10 pages. If I go to sleep later, I still get up at the intended time the following morning. Eventually, your body will catch up and help you fall asleep earlier, provided you stick to your routine. Story 67. If you are using your phone as an alarm, put it somewhere out of reach. This forces you to get out of bed to turn it off. It might help if you use a really annoying alarm tone. Also, hopping in the shower right away usually wakes me up immediately. Story 68. Here's the hack. There isn't one. Don't listen to online experts for tips and tricks. You will spend 2 weeks researching it when, in that time, you could have done the obvious. Set your alarm for 6 a.m. or whenever. Go to sleep at your normal time. Wake up tired at 6 a.m., but get up. You will naturally be sleepy a little earlier that night. Repeat until your body is used to it. There is no trick. Just get up and move. Story 69. If you have trouble getting up like me, the moment you open your eyes, get out of bed and move to wake yourself up. If you sleep in even a couple more minutes because it is comfortable, you will be asleep for longer than a couple more minutes. Make it difficult to fall back asleep. Story 70. Maintain a consistent sleep pattern every day, including weekends. When your alarm goes off, get up immediately. Do not snooze it. Story 71. Set your alarm across the room so you physically have to get up to turn it off. This is a game changer because once you're standing, it's much easier to stay awake. Also, prepare everything the night before. Coffee ready to go, clothes laid out, whatever you need, so there's zero thinking required when you're half asleep. The biggest thing is going to bed earlier, which sounds obvious, but most people try to become morning people while staying up until midnight. Your body needs the same amount of sleep either way. Start by shifting your bedtime 15 minutes earlier each week instead of jumping straight to 5 a.m. This is less shocking to your system. Story 72. Work in the trades. Realize how fast your mornings go by before you are even out the door. Start getting up at 4:30 a.m. and love it. Story 73. When it is cold in the morning and I do not feel like getting up, I have this heater that has a timer, so I set it to turn on about 2 hours before my alarm wakes me up. When I wake up, the room is nice and warm, so I do not struggle to get out of the sheets. The heater with timer has been a lifesaver. Story 74. Set your alarm 2 hours before you need to get up. It is difficult, but once you get into the routine and enjoy time to yourself, it makes a world of difference. Story 75. Do a basic 5 to 10 minute stretch routine immediately after the alarm goes off. It really wakes me up. Story 76. Honestly, just routine. That's the only way to fake it. Same time every morning all week. Then, lots of tea or coffee if you prefer. I like tea because it's gentler and sipping it helps me get through the slow hours. Also, as much cold water as you can drink constantly. It really sucks. It's unmerciful that society is so deeply built against night owls. It takes no time or effort to flip to a basically quasi-nocturnal schedule. That's where my body naturally gravitates. It takes a ton of discipline and effort to exist on a morning person schedule. Just dragging myself against my own instincts and tendencies. Stupid clocks. Story 77. 45 years ago, I worked a midnight to 7 a.m. job for about a year and a half. I have not been able to sleep past about 5 a.m. since. I worked my whole career without an alarm clock. Even in retirement, I am up by 4 a.m. Story 78. Have a consistent bedtime. When you wake up, do some stretching and move your body a bit. Savor that first morning coffee. And if you can, place a little smile on your face and reflect on what you are grateful for. Good luck. Story 79. I was never really a morning person until I got a desk job and realized that being at work early in a quiet office let me get a lot more work done before people arrived. There is no shortcut. It is called setting an alarm, 10 of them back to back if necessary, and just getting up. It is hard at first, but after a while you adjust. Story 80. If you are a natural morning person, it just takes basic discipline. Have your meals at set times early, stop major activities or exposure to bright light well before bedtime, and be in and out of bed at consistent times. Not everyone is a natural morning person. If you start the day with energy and taper off as the day goes on, you are. Night owls start slow, ramp up, and then hit a wall toward bedtime. Story 81. The motivation to see the sun in the morning. That first ray hits harder than my father when the stock market is down. Story 82. Have delicious breakfast food. Sometimes I have to get up at very early hours for work. I normally try not to eat much processed or sugary foods, but on those mornings I have Pop-Tarts. It is a lot easier to get out of bed when you know you can have Pop-Tarts. Story 83, getting a job. But seriously, when your alarm goes off, try sitting a bit more upright in your bed and make sure you have a glass of water next to you. Drink that glass of water once you have sat up, and you should be good to go. It is also a mindset thing. Sometimes you just have to motivate yourself and get up. Story 84. Alarm clock rigged to a cinder block that will fall and crush your testicles, providing a much-needed burst of energy and panic to start the day. Story 85. Depends on what time you want to start the day. I find if I am in bed and asleep by 8 to 9 p.m., I can start the next day at 5 a.m. Do not use your phone or tablet before bed. Read if that is your thing and take magnesium. If you enjoy exercise, get up to do that in the morning. Pre-plan and set out your clothes for the day. Put your phone in another part of the bedroom so you have to get out of bed to turn off the alarm. Story 86. Grab your phone, set up an alarm for 5 a.m. every day, and commit. Yes, you will mess up some days when you go to bed at midnight, wake up very sleepy, and not make it to 10 p.m., but then the cycle starts again. You have to commit. It will be difficult, but push through. Story 87. Wake up at 5 a.m. and do hard labor all day, every day. You will learn to fall asleep much earlier and get used to a morning schedule. Have children. That is what I did. Story 88. I might be late, but you can do one of two things. Go to bed earlier or stay up late but change the habits before sleeping. What I learned is it depends on your body. Some recover faster than others. The 8-hour rule is not really up to date. Story 89. I used an application called Alarmy. I had to physically go and scan a barcode to silence the phone. The barcode stayed in the bathroom downstairs. Straight into the shower, and you are ready for your day. Brutal at the start. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.